We don't really know what we're doing here, but we're live.
Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. Here, let's scooch a little closer. We don't know what we're doing, but we figured to come on.
Wes is down because he tweaked something in his back. So he's
recovering. Apparently there's this sciatic nerve that gets pinched when something in your back goes. And so that's what's going on right now. So I'm more comfortable actually laying on the floor than sitting down. Right now, sitting down is quite painful. Anyway, this is my purple drink. And
I actually need to finish mine.
It's amazing. Anyway, I wanted to pop on, say hi, and just connect with you guys and ask how your spring's doing, and let you know a little bit what we're up to, because it's always interesting to find out what people are doing. So, for starters, you can drop in the comments what you're up to this spring, what's keeping you excited this spring. I always love asking that question. What are you excited about this week is always a great place to start, because that's always changing. And for us, what we're excited right now is, yes, the purple drink. We're loving the purple drink.
Not just us. Everyone's
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of gone viral actually. Just a little story on that is they were doing some trial and all that kind of stuff with this and seeing what was going on with it. And so they started a little trial back in February. 700 people were part of a trial taking this purple drink. 750 people, and they started experiencing things that they didn't really, they hadn't seen before, put it that way, in their health. Lots of changes in their health they hadn't seen before. And so that was pretty awesome. They shared some of the testimonies, and then in March, there was another group. They started, and there was over 13,000. I believe it came out to about 13.6 thousand people joined the March group.
Yeah.
And
it was like watching that happen was like, whoa. You might have some newer people that you might give them a little bit more backstory on our history with this.
On our history with
just Plexus in general.
Oh yeah. So anyway, to finish off what I was saying there, 13,500 people in March joined a group. Seeing stories out of that was incredible, and now because that was so popular, they actually started another one for April, which I'm also part of. I think you're part of that one too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, incredible stuff. Kind of hooked on it now. Anyway, a little backstory.
I can feel my body shifting with it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Last month, I lost 6 pounds and 3 inches. 3 inches I'm not very big. 3 inches on my body is quite a lot. And right now I can tell. So my body has always been one where it will drop weight, and then it will kind of balance out and then drop again. Right now it's not shifting a lot the last couple weeks, but I'm fully expecting it to shift again in a little bit. But to have that change in my body like that was very significant for. Oh,
hey, we're back. It kind of blanked out for a second there. Anyway, so a little backstory.
Hey, John.
Hey, John and Christoph, looks like. Hey, anyway, so a little backstory on who we are, or what I guess where we came from. I grew up in BC. My wife grew up in northern Alberta, and actually both of us grew up with sick moms, quite sick at certain times. And so we both got a really big appreciation for health.
Yeah.
We both had a lot of education just through watching and experience of how to have good health. So we both grew up with large family gardens.
Basically been in the health world for 30 years.
30 years and for over 40 years.
We've seen what that looks like.
Got a lot of experience in the health world. Lots of different angles, lots of different pieces of information that go into that. And so that really got our health. Basically, our interest in health was started at a very, very young age, just because of our own personal experience. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously, growing up, we had our own little things, health issues, whatever. I know for me, my mom was always pumping us full of different pills that were supposed to be the thing that was supposed to keep us healthy.
She's kind of a supplement person.
She is a supplement person. She does like supplements. Really, if there was supplements rather than eating, she'd probably do the supplements. She is a supplement lady. Anyway, so we grew up very much knowing about health and what was required for good health, which, interestingly enough, didn't really change us. That doesn't even sound right. We took a lot of supplements but didn't really notice a change. At least I didn't. They probably came in handy later on as I got...
Well, we kind of trust that your body was doing something with it.
Yeah, you were trusting that it was. I mean, hundreds of dollars a month, it's got to be doing something, right? So that was our experience. That was my experience. And so along came Lyme disease in 2011. I was bit by a tick. A week before I got married, I was out hunting coyotes and got bit by a tick. So that started a whole chain of events. 2 years later, I was barely functioning, and then found out that I had Lyme disease. And that changed everything. I ended up having Lyme plus 40 co-infections. For those of you who know what Lyme is and know what happens to your body if you don't do anything about it or don't know anything about it while you have it, it can change everything. Mm-hmm. Hey, Judy. Hey, Larry. So
that changed our families. That changed the whole trajectory of our lives, because before that, Wes, he liked blue collar jobs, just running equipment, working with his hands, wrench jobs, all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, his body was like, nope, we aren't doing that no more. And so he had to figure out, well, then how we're going to provide without moving with our hands sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I was used to working.
You still love working.
I love doing that, and any chance to jump on a piece of equipment now is amazing, because I ran Traco for a lot of years. I did surveying, I did truck driving, did logging, I did hand falling, if you know what that is, falling trees with a chainsaw as a job. Yeah. For a logging company. I worked with horse logging outfits. I did brushing, with the tree planting crews. So I loved that heavy duty, get out and get her done. I loved fencing, riding, roping, the whole 9 yards. I've been there, done that in a lot of different industries. Rock truck, dozer, packer, surveying, piles of stuff. Anyway, and so when Lyme disease took all that was a pretty heavy blow, because all of a sudden, as a guy, I think a lot of your identity is actually held in what you can do physically. You might get injured. Oh, totally. When you're young, 20s, 30s. We're back. So anyway,
so funny.
When your health is in such a place, I guess what it is when you're young, you really take your health for granted. You assume that the rest of your life is just going to be this way until you're some old fogey. And you're pushing a walker down the street or something like that, living in a nursing home. And then you go, okay, I guess they've lived their life, right? And then you just hang out with them and hear their stories. And you don't really think about it, I don't think, until then, right? And then, but when your health is taken from you in one way or another, and you're injured or your health goes downhill, you could say when you're in your prime. For me, it was when I was 31... 31 actually. I was 29 when I got married, right? And got Lyme disease then, but it didn't show up until I was 31 is when I got tested, right?
Well, that's when you found out.
That's when I found out, but my health was going down prior to that. Yeah. And so Sherry started looking around. Well, first of all, we started pumping money to the health food stores. That's all I knew, right? I knew the basics of good health. And so I went to the health food store, and I got this and this and this and this, and just started throwing money, basically $400 or $500 a month. Went through the health food store for probably a year when I was really struggling, and nothing seemed to work. I just got worse.
That's when you were because we knew one person at that time that had Lyme. Right. At that time, up in Canada, people were like, we don't have Lyme here.
Yeah, no.
But we knew one person that did, actually Ethan, if you watch this live. And Wes was finally like, I need to know that I don't have Lyme.
Yeah.
So.
Just I didn't know, when you're feeling bad, you have pain throughout your body, you're not sleeping at night, you're perpetually exhausted, all those things. You start to wonder what's wrong with you, right? And so, like I said, we're throwing money at the health food store, right? I knew the basics of good health and supplements and all that. I'd kind of grown up with it. So we kind of went back to that to the tune of about $500 a month.
You were using stuff like Serapeptase, which we still use Serapeptase.
Yeah, I was using Serapeptase. I was using milk thistle because I figured, well, maybe my liver's not doing good. Milk thistle's good for that. I was taking calcium, I was taking magnesium, I was taking, there's that nasty one, alfalfa, that stuff. It's supposed to be really good for you.
Like just
The alfalfa drink, right?
Yeah.
The peppermint stuff. Tastes nasty, but it's supposed to be really good for you.
Well, it is.
It is really good for you. I was taking MSM at the time as well, and that was helping, I would say, to a small extent, but not really what we were looking for. Not to the extent.
It's all good stuff.
It's amazing stuff used at the right time when your body's actually functioning straight. And at that point, my body basically quit functioning properly. So anyway, went and got tested. And sure enough, a confirmation of, yes, I did have it. And so I started some Chinese medicine and did that for 6 months. And then Sherry during that time was looking around for some things that would help my health, to support me as I was healing, right? Now that we knew what was going on. And some friends were posting on Facebook and saying, hey, this is helping a lot of people with the same symptoms, sleep,
I was just
energy.
seeing stories. I
Yeah.
was just seeing stories of people that were dealing with tick-borne stuff, getting results. And it was like, Wes was trying to, we were going to be going into calving season. So we were on a ranch and it was wintertime. So it was like, he's barely functioning now.
Yeah.
And he's got a fuller season. And so I just saw those stories and I just trusted my friend and went into it. And that's when I really was trying to figure out, I was like, supplements isn't new to us.
No.
Why is it that this little bit of supplements is getting those results in
Right.
so many people that I was trying to figure out? And we did get amazing results with it, but learning about that was probably the thing that helped kind of simplify that whole supplementation world that specifically Wes had come from, and
Well,
be like, okay, what actually moves the needle? Like,
right.
like we could eat something.
There's another app that fixes this.
there
Yeah.
it is.
Oh, we're back. So it was interesting what Sherry was saying there, how simple it was, because it was actually 4 products, a fraction of the price actually of what I was doing. Whereas I was on like a whole pile of them and weren't really seeing any difference. And then when Sherry was seeing this stuff, people were only using 4 different products to see the results that they were seeing. And the symptoms from these things were
I would
disappearing.
I would say that supplementation was like, it was keeping him kind of stable, let's say, but he wasn't getting out of the rut. He wasn't like getting up. It was just like, we're not sinking kind of a thing.
But not sinking is a whole lot different than floating.
Yes. And not sinking meant that he was still coming in the house absolutely dragged. And
By lunch.
Getting up in the morning.
After not
absolutely
sleeping.
dragged. And just...
Because I was only sleeping every other night at that point. Literally every other night.
And just as his wife, I'm just watching him drag himself around. It was painful.
Brain fog. I had pain throughout my entire body on a constant basis.
So that's the history behind kind of the change in our life. And then this product changed our lives. Just to say it simply, it changed my life, changed Wes's life, and then the mixture of it changed our whole life. And we just shared with people around us, and it grew into a full business for us. So after 2 years, we were making the same amount of money from sharing Plexus with people as we were
working on the ranch and the feedlot. Yeah.
Which was huge for us.
Yeah.
And then I guess just another dream was to always work together. And it was like, smart investment.
$13 or whatever was the investment.
Why don't we put both of our investments?
$13. I mean, that's not so much of a risky. I mean, what's $13 these days? Like a bag of apples? Literally, that's your investment to start a business.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think it was perfect.
Don't really have to think about that too hard.
It was perfect for us because we didn't have the money to, invest in something. I didn't even really have a big network. So
150 people between the two of us.
That's where network marketing was amazing
media.
for us. It's network marketing. That's why network marketing was amazing for us, because it wasn't all about my network. And it's about trust and healthy relationships. And so just sharing what works and helping other people share what works with the people they know and making it simple and easy. And I guess that's been half of the work, is learning how to keep it simple and easy.
Learning how to keep it simple and getting out of our own way, getting out of our own head has probably been the hardest part about it. With an investment of essentially a bag of apples. I mean, $13, right?
And then your time.
And time.
And learning.
But your time is actually...
But I'm like...
You're going to be older anyway.
Well, there's that, but I'm just like... We've been in this long enough to know the cost of education.
Yeah.
Education's not free. And so yes, we're going to invest time, but we're not having to pay for the training and education of it. That's another huge gift that network marketing brings. Like, it really gives you a whole... If you want the entrepreneurial life, I don't know anything else that gives you that boost under your wings to teach you the skills how to do it without all the risk. Like it really is bridging the gap.
$13 risk.
It bridged the gap for us. So,
and it's bridged the gap for hundreds and hundreds of people that we've helped do the exact same thing we have.
If there's one thing I would want people to know is that, like, this was changed our lives, but right now there's like a whole fresh movement right now that if you are wanting to get into something, you want to look at it right now because of what's happening right now. Because
Purple Drink right now is leading the way. Actually,
it's kind of like what
real.
It was like when we started, sort of thing. It's like this. It's fun to run with people, and people are running, and so it's fun to run. Like, when you're running yourself, you have to be a strong leader, and you got to be okay with running yourself. But when others are already running, it just makes it fun, and so it's and it helps other people move, and it's like wind in your back.
One thing I want to say too, totally. Running with momentum is like catching that wave. You watch those surfers, they swim out to the wave. It takes a bit of work to get out to the wave. But when they turn around and they chase that wave back in, then they ride the wave, they're not in the water paddling. They're riding the wave. It's like riding momentum. I mean, once you get your balance, you just keep riding that wave until you hit shore, right?
I'm going to mention Ethan again. We mentioned Ethan before, but he's
a good friend of ours.
He was mentioning when we were visiting him last that, because he had the tick-borne illness as well, he was the one that helped us even find resources and tools and stuff. He was saying how when he couldn't work, because he couldn't work, he was in a terrible place. Yeah. That's when he really, what would be the word of what made him like just appreciate maybe the opportunity? Like, I guess a lot of people, when you're able to function,
you don't really think about it.
But then when the wall hits and now you got to find a way, all of a sudden an opportunity like this becomes such an incredible gift to you. Because it's always there, it's always available, but when you need it. And I love that there's lots of people that they don't wait till they're in dire straits to do something about it. But I think when you are in dire straits, that's when it's just like, okay, we got to do something different now.
And I want to say too, I posted a question on my Facebook feed. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the question, like, what would the average house, how much extra money would the average house need to make it through this month? And I said, is it $300 or is it $1,000? A lot of people assumed it was $1,000 because I think that's actually what they're needing to make it through the month. But actually the number is $300, actually. Okay. $300 actually makes is what, difference. Yeah, it's actually it's actually $300 actually can help the average family either make it or break it this month in April.
Which?
That's actually where it's at. That's how fine the line is $300. What's that's like 2 or 3 tanks of fuel cost wise, right? That's not even a grocery shopping trip for us. That $300 is the line for making it or breaking it this month.
Yeah.
That's not.
Which, to put that in a concept of what that means in Plexus, that means if you were to order whatever products you wanted to use, you would get a referral link. And if 3 people use that referral link, you would actually make, I think it's like $400 this month.
$450
Generally
US,
it's $300.
Yeah. I think it's $450 this month US.
Yeah. 400 Canadian, I thought. No, it's US.
It's
You're right.
US dollars, yeah.
Sorry, I'm terrible with my numbers. But yeah. Anyway, this is your living room chat. Welcome to our living room chat.
Yeah,
We're not we didn't even plan anything. We just turned on the live.
And for those of you who are still watching or jump on it later and I'm like, why is they on the floor? Well, it's because I got a nerve pinched in my hip and I'm going to go see my kinesiology buddy.
Yeah, Wes,
if you need help,
go to Wes.
talk to me. I actually have some connections on people who can really help get you out of bad places with your back. And nerves and all that stuff. I better run.
The kids are starting to knock on the door.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'll let you wrap up.
That's what I want to say.
Good chatting with you.
A little bit of our story and what we're doing right now. I asked at the beginning, what are you excited about this week? That's what we're excited about this week. And like I said, this is the purple drink that is viral right now. Literally tens of thousands of people are loving it right now. It's changing everything in their health. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's just a drink, right? And yeah, we will catch you later. But I would love to comment. I would love to hear what's keeping you excited this week. I always like hearing what's going on in other people's lives. And I'm sure if you've watched this live this long, you've been curious what's going on in our life. And that's kind of what's going on. So I'll catch you later.